What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. We have a producer letter from Funcom with some very interesting information about the next update coming to Conan Exiles. One of the biggest things is that based on consistent feedback regarding how it impacts performance, the Stygian Legion is withdrawing from Al-Merayah Keep, and it will be demolished and removed permanently. The dogs of the desert have reclaimed the area, drawn to the cave shrine linked to Jebel Sag that remains intact. This is big news because you are no longer going to be able to get in there and just get Musashi's Black Blade. So, prior to this update coming out, I highly recommend running in there as much as possible to stock up on that weapon before it becomes much more difficult to obtain that specific katana. I honestly did really like Al-Merayah in some scenarios and instances, but I really feel like it did have a serious impact on the server and the playability of the game in that area, so I'm glad to see it be removed. I was hoping that they would have made it more of an instance, like a dungeon that you teleport to, but it seems like maybe people were less interested in doing that content, and that meant that the removal was the best possible scenario for the game going forward. Stamina is getting readjusted. Also, based on your feedback about stamina costs being too high, we want to meet in the middle. The cost of attacks across the board is being reduced by 50%, but the regen is being increased to mostly their old values. So we'll have to see where this lies. I really feel like stamina in Conan Exiles has kind of always been a pain point for people. I even have a song that I wrote about stamina because of Conan Exiles. So we'll see how this lands. We never know what this is like until we actually play in the game and see if it's any good. And then the last big bullet point from this letter is that they're adding a compass. Unlock the Wayfinder knowledge to learn how to never get lost again. Once crafted, simply keep it in your inventory and you'll see a new heading indicator next to your temperature. I really don't know that this is needed in Conan Exiles, and really having just another item in your inventory all the time is kind of a bugger. Just place the indicator right next to the temperature and let it be one of the things that's just inherently in the UI instead of having some item that you have to keep in your inventory. This is a constant thing, I feel like, with Funcom, where they have decent ideas, but the implementation of those ideas is awkward and interesting and weird. The fact that this doesn't sound like it's a mini map and it sounds more like just a compass doesn't give me great hopes for it. And honestly, why would I keep something in my inventory just to have my UI change when I'm playing the game? I honestly don't feel like this is necessary, nor do I feel like you should go through all those steps in order to just have another thing that could have been added simply to the UI and left alone. Imagine if they made you keep a scale in your inventory so you know how much weight you can carry, or a map in your inventory so that you know where you're going, or even a thermometer so that you know what temperature it is outside. It just doesn't make any sense. They wrap it up by saying we're also looking at fixes for issues with companions, living settlements, building placement, and more. It's also important to note that there is not a public beta this time around, but we may run them again for a future release. And it's interesting the way that they say this, for a future release, not future releases. So it sounds like maybe they're working on something big. We'll have to wait and see what's going on with Conan Exiles. You guys let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these changes and what other updates are you expecting to come with this patch? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. Don't forget to whack the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content. And if you don't want to be out of whack, there's another video on the screen right now that you can click to support more of my content.